What's up, everybody? So this is Our Kind of People review, season one, episode one, Reparations. I'm feeling this new show. I really am. I was watching it. It's a lot in the first episode. Like they unpack a lot in the very first episode. But I'm here for it. It's kind of like a black version of Revenge in a way. It's similar to it, and I'm here for it. Um, Nikki is a trip. Angela's daughter, Nikki, she done been in some stuff in the past, you know what I'm saying, with marijuana, alcohol, she got into a little bit of trouble with that legally. And the family, her mother pretty much had to fight hard to make sure she didn't go to jail. Um, she got expelled from school, and she just felt like she's just pissed at her mother. She's pissed at Angela because she feel like she don't understand why her mother's trying to get in good with these little hoity-toity bougie ass people trying to get into their social circle and stuff like that. I can get where Nikki coming from because I'm not feeling it either. It's like, no, build your own table. Don't try to get in good with them, because they snakes. But at the same time, I get where Angela coming from. You know what I mean? Like, this is about building generational wealth. Her mother was a maid, you know what I mean, who died. Her mother was a maid, Eve. Um, but she ran like a makeshift hair salon out of her home or whatever. Um, and she ended up leaving Angela a building. She left her building that Angela had no idea about, literally up until her mother died, is when she found out her mother even owned anything. You know what I mean? So I understand where Angela coming from. You know what I mean? She wants to build a better life for her daughter. I don't blame her. But I also get where Nikki coming from. Like, I'm not about to kiss no butt to get, to where I want to get. So they all end up going to this little charity gala that Leah and her husband Raymond, played by Morris Chestnut. Listen, I love all this good looking black folk they got on this show. I love it. I really love it. From Yaya to Debbie Morgan. Debbie Morgan does not age. Let me just say that. Yaya, Debbie Morgan, Morris Chestnut, um, Lance Gross. You know what I mean? They got a lot of good looking people on this show. A lot of good looking ones. Um, all this black on this show. I love it. Especially with wealth. Black excellence. A little bougie, but black excellence nonetheless. So Leah and Raymond are throwing this little charity gala or whatever. Um, Nikki ends up going to the bar where she meets Leah and Raymond's son, Quincy. He's not feeling the party. Quincy is definitely not feeling the party. He looked like he's taking an interest in Nikki. Taylor and Lauren come over. Taylor, I guess, is a friend to them or whatever. Lauren is Quincy's sister, Leah and Raymond's daughter. She was rude as hell when she met Nikki. She was rude as hell. Like, Nikki was sitting there talking to them or whatever. She just strolled on over. We have to take photos. We have to do that. Just rude. Don't introduce herself. Don't say excuse me. Don't nothing. I said, okay, I already know off bat. I'm not gonna like your ass. Okay, cool. Um, so Nikki called her out. Nikki called Lauren out. She was like, okay, I see, manners, is not a part of the bluffs or whatever, high society or whatever. I see y'all don't got manners. So Taylor invite Nikki to hang out with them or whatever on the yacht, whatever, they gonna having a little yacht party soon. She was like, you should come hang out, come chill. Um, Angela meets up with Leah and Raymond. She introduces herself and stuff like that. Tell them about her business and stuff. Her hair care line that she's coming out with called Eve's Crown, named after her mother. Because her mother taught her how to make homemade hair products. You know what I mean? From their kitchen, basically. Um, Leah was so bougie, so rude. Because, mind you, it's a charity gala. So Angela hands her a check that, she wrote because she wanted to donate. She was trying to hand it to Leah. Leah sitting there looking at her like, yeah, there's a donation box at the entrance of the house. Listen, when Raymond looked at her, Raymond looked at Leah like, no, you did not just try to humiliate her like this. You, like, just be graceful, take the check. Why you gotta be so damn bougie and stuck up like that, looking your nose down at her? Why? Because her bank account don't look like yours? Like, seriously? Leah was so foul. I see where her daughter get it from because her and Lauren act just alike. Just alike. So anyway, Angela ended up meeting Tyreek, played by Lance Gross. Her and Tyreek meet or whatever, and her aunt Patricia and them looking at her like, yeah, you need to get with him. It was like, you need to get that. Go ahead and get you some. So anyway, her friend Angela's friend Josephine or whatever, she's high society, I guess a part of the high society or whatever with them or whatever, with the Franklin DuPont family. They got this bougie club. You know how them little high sedity clubs are, Grace Teas or whatever they call that club. Leah is the president chapter president, whatever. Her mother-in-law, pretty much has power too and esteem. Her mother-in-law is Olivia, who, that's Raymond's mother. Um, Angela wants to be a part of it. You know what I mean? She wants to be a part of the group or whatever because she feels like getting in good with the Franklin family is good for her business. All that networking and stuff like that. And Josephine was just kind of warning her, like, yeah, these not everything about that group is about business. Like these are, X, Y, and Z, whatever. She was like, good. She was like, I want to be a part of that. She wanted to be nominated in the club. So she was hoping that Josephine would nominate her. And Aunt Patricia was like, listen, that's all well and good. But she was basically trying to tell Angela that she need to get with Tyreek. She was like, you need to go on ahead, get with Tyreek and whatnot, because you ain't had no good in 17 years since you had Nikki. I said, damn, you ain't had none in 17 years since you gave birth? Talk about a drought. I was like, damn, as good as Angela look, she ain't been getting none. Probably by choice. I'm just gonna go with that. It gotta be by choice because she fine. Ain't no way no dudes ain't checking for her. You can't tell me that. Um, you just can't tell me. So anyway, she get a knock at the door. Somebody delivers something, and it's from Tariq. It's from Tyreek. He delivered some shoes or whatever. Like he invited her to an event and he brought her some shoes. Um, so she showed up to his event or whatever looking bomb. Angela was looking blazing head to toe. She was looking good. But she showed up wearing some different shoes. She didn't wear the shoes that Tyreek sent her. She was like, no, I could buy my own shoes. So her and Tyreek are talking, getting to know each other and stuff like that. He was telling her about, his family and stuff and the fact that he owned a construction company and stuff like that. Um, I was like, okay, so he's established. He got some money. He got some coins. I said, good. Already she kissing him. I was like, Angela, I understand you've been going through a 17-year dry spell. I get it. But at least learn the man's last name first. She didn't even ask that man what his last name was. And I don't trust people named Tyreek. I don't. I don't. You know what I mean? Don't let all that fool you. Just because he brown, he chocolate. Don't let that, take away. She got to learn people. You know what I mean? Know what people are about. You feel me? Like, know this man before you give up the cookie. I'm just saying. Learn about him. So, while that's going on, while she at the party, Nikki over there at the yacht club, not yacht club, but she on the yacht at the party that Taylor invited her to. Taylor was sitting there writing lies on the family photo. I guess they were on the Franklin DuPont yacht. And she was writing lies on the family photo of the DuPont family, the Franklin DuPonts. I was like, okay, so what's the tea? Like, what's going on with that? And I was curious. So Nikki comes over. She sees, the writing on the picture or whatever. And then she start hearing yelling or whatever. So she goes up to the upper deck and she sees Lauren screaming over the deck. I guess Taylor fell over. She fell off the damn yacht. Either she fell or she was pushed. Let's just put it like that. She was pushed. Nikki came over asking her, like, what the hell going on? What's going on? And Lauren was like, oh, we got into an argument and she fell. No, you pushed her. You pushed her. Fell my ass. You pushed that girl. So Angela get the phone call or whatever when she kissing Mr. Tyreek, who I don't trust yet. I don't know him like that, so I don't trust him. And I was like, damn, at least she getting a kiss and her daughter sitting there interrupting it. I was like, damn, okay. So they all get over there. Leah and all them show up or whatnot, and the cops over there trying to figure out what happened. How did she end up in the water? Because she survived. Taylor survived. Um, and the cop told Leah, well, Nikki was telling them how Lauren was the last person with her. She was the one with her or whatever. And of course, Lauren, oh, I was not with her. I was nowhere near her. Sitting there lying to the police. Then try to sit there and say Nikki lying because she drunk or whatever. Which sparked a big argument between Angela and Nikki. And Nikki was pissed because she was like, oh, now all of a sudden you're trying to be a mother. Because Angela was like, okay, you're grounded. She was like, I'm not dealing with this, because they had to beg and plead with the courts to get her a diversion program so she don't go to jail. Because Angela was like, listen, I'm trying to build generational wealth. Okay, we don't have the right skin color out here. I damn sure ain't got the right bank account to get you out of this mess. So you need to, stay out of freaking trouble. Stop doing this stupid stuff. So she's sitting there talking about, maybe I was smoking weed and drinking. Maybe it was because of you. I hate when kids do that. I hate when kids do that, try to blame their parents for their mess ups. Like, listen, I understand some of them parents wasn't there for them. Some of them was on drugs. Some of them was X, Y, and Z. I get it. But she sitting there calling her mother thirsty and stuff like that. Your mother trying to build you a better life. You might not like the way she going about it or whatever, trying to get in good with these little high sedity people, but she trying to network to build this brand. I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely wouldn't be stepping and fetching now to try to get in good with these folks, but I get it. Networking is key to growing your business. Definitely. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You know what I mean? I get it. She trying to make power moves. And sometimes, being around these little highfalutin ass people, because I can't stand bougie black people who look their nose down at other folks. I cannot stand it. That's just something that pisses me off. But I get it. Business is business. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, she needs to stop blaming her mother for her issues. Like, take accountability for it. Don't try to put that off on your mother because you smoking and drinking. Why? Because she trying to build your ass a better life, generational wealth. You better go ahead with all that. So anyway, they go to the little, meeting or whatever. She trying to get nominated into that little social club or whatever. And they're having a fashion show. So Leah is basically, trying to figure out who's going to be doing what at the fashion show. So when Angela tried to volunteer for something, Leah completely ignored her, gave the assignment to somebody else, and simply told Angela that she could provide the snacks. Angela was like, the snacks? She was like, yeah, every little bit helps. She said, oh, you want me to provide snacks? She was pissed. I don't blame her. Like, stop trying to treat her like the help. Because Olivia was sitting there talking about it's kind of hard for them to, put Angela in their club or whatever, or try to vote her into the club when they don't know nothing about her. So she got up and they asked her, like, where she, she told them where she came from and stuff, her mom. She kind of, they felt lied because she said that her mother was a businesswoman. And Nikki was looking at her like, your mother was, grandma was a maid. But at the same time, she technically didn't lie because, yes, her mother was a maid, but she was also a businesswoman because she ran a salon outside of her house. That's still technically a business. I'm just saying. Still consider her a businesswoman. Still is, technically. But Leah, I cannot stand the way Leah look her nose down at Angela. Like, that stuff pisses me off. Like, how you trying to... And she just had this whole speech for her father. A whole speech for her father. Because when her father was having that meeting at Franklin Holding, the company that the family owned or whatever that he owned, that he the chairman of the board of, she coming in there pissed at him because she don't like the way that he does business. Bribing people, being greedy financially and stuff like that. And I agree. You know what I mean? Like, I totally agree. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand greedy people that just want to tear down the community so they can line their pockets with the dollars, by gentrifying the neighborhood and stuff like that. I get it, but I also get where Teddy was coming from, her father. I get where he was coming from a standpoint like, how black people just live hand to mouth for so long. And he was like, no, it's time for us to rise. I agree with all that. I do. You know what I'm saying? Black folk working hard, building generational wealth. I'm all for that. But I'm definitely not trying to destroy my community to get my wealth. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do all that. Because people like him and Olivia, which is Raymond's mother, they all about covering up stuff from the past. Because that's exactly what Olivia was talking about when she wanted to get dirt on Angela or whatever. Because she didn't want Angela in that club. She definitely did not want her there. And she wanted to get dirt on her. So she wanted Leah to handle it. She was like, either you handle it or I'm going to call Teddy and Teddy going to handle it. Either way, it's going to get handled. I was like, see, that's how rich people do. Like, they use their money and power and influence just to shut other people down and cover up their dirt. And that's exactly what Olivia was doing. But, you know, I'm glad Teddy was trying to put Leah in her place, though. So he was definitely putting Leah in her place, letting her know, like, you think you're the heir apparent to this company or whatnot. He was letting that ass know, I'm the head of this table. You better find you a place at the table, but just know I'm the head of it. Like, he was letting her know about herself. Um, so anyway, at the fashion show, you know, they didn't have a stylist. The hairstylist didn't come through or whatever. So Angela had to step up and she used her hair care products and stuff like that. And she hooked Josephine hair up. She hooked all the girls' hair up. And Leah came up in there talking about what the hell is going on up in here, da 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 da. You know, and Angela was like, well, I stepped up. Your hairstylist was gone. They didn't come through. So I stepped up and saved your fashion show. Because let's be real, she did save it. Because without a hairstylist, y'all would have went out there looking tore the hell up. And all this Wakanda wear, you would have looked crazy. So she had to hook y'all up. And she hooked Leah up too, because Leah was looking good as shit. Her hair was looking good. The wig she had on her was looking bomb. She really hooked them up. And the fashion show went off without a hitch. But of course, they couldn't let that go because Nikki, being Nikki, she had to try to be nice to Lauren because Taylor, before she took that dive off the yacht, she had slipped her cell phone into Lauren's bag. I mean, not Lauren, Nikki's bag. So Nikki looked at the phone and looked at the video on the phone, and it was a video of Lauren and Taylor. So Taylor's a lesbian. I was like, okay, Taylor and Lauren, they was fucking. Y'all, they was a couple basically. And I guess Taylor was pissed because Lauren was hiding it from the family. You know, she didn't want the family to know. And I can understand that. You know what I mean? She deals with a highfalutin family. They worried about image and everything else. You know, they're just worried about, you know, how their image look in the public and they trying to protect it and preserve it. So of course she didn't want to. And I think Taylor was getting sick and tired of that. Because she put it out there that Leah basically felt like Taylor was a bad influence on Lauren. So Nikki showed Lauren the phone. She showed her the video and stuff like that. Lauren was pissed off as usual at Nikki. And I was like, Nikki need to stop trying to be her friend. Like, she was trying to sympathize with her and stuff like that and let her know that she just needed to tell her family the truth about herself and who she really is. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that, you know, just get them to accept it or whatever. That they would have no choice. But Leah came up asking what's going on. And here go Lauren lying again. Sitting there talking about some, oh, she trying to threaten me. She keeps threatening me. And now Leah and Angela getting into it or whatever. And Leah, she just kept turning her nose down at Angela. Just kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? And Angela was pissed off about it. She was like, why you keep trying to tear me down, sister? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you keep trying to tear another black woman down for? And that's exactly what she keep doing. So Leah tried to turn the tables on her or whatever by exploiting that information that she got from Olivia. Because they did a deep dive into Angela's mother's past or whatever. That she was arrested before on a drug charge or some shit like that or whatever. Talking about she was really a maid. I'm like, technically she ran a hair salon out her house. That makes her a businesswoman. Yes, she was a maid. That was a lie by omission. I was like, okay, she didn't tell the full story, but you know what? Angela was like, okay, she shouted it out to everybody in the room. Yes, my mother was a maid, but she was a businesswoman too. You know what I'm saying? She was a smart woman. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to shy away from that. And I felt bad for Angela. I really did. And you could tell Leah, after Leah said all that, Leah felt bad herself. I could see it in her face. She really wasn't shit for what she did in public, humiliating her like that in front of everybody. That really wasn't popping. Like, that wasn't right to do that. She was trifling for it. She really was. She was dead ass wrong for doing that. That wasn't even necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, she sit there and keep talking about her father doing a little backhand and stuff and how she's trying to build up, black women and stuff like that, but you're sitting here tearing one down. That wasn't even cool. So, anyway, it wasn't really. I'm still trying to figure out Quincy, the son, Quincy DuPont. I'm not really sure that he's feeling the whole business stuff because his father wants to raise him like a king. He sees his son as a king, as most fathers do. They see their sons as young black kings, and they want to raise kings. He wanted his son to be a part of the club or whatever that they have, that the men have. You know how the women got their club or the men got theirs, and they had a ceremony the same day the women did, putting new dudes in the club and, initiating them into the club. And he wanted his son to be a part of the ceremony. Well, be present and see how, I guess it's a Kingsman club or something like that, which is cool. I guess it's run by, Raymond and Teddy or whatever. I'm still trying to figure Quincy out because I don't think Quincy really wants that lifestyle that his father trying to, get him to accept, like the business stuff and all that. I don't really think he wants that. I think he want to go another route. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. So anyway, Leah pretty much goes to Teddy, meets with him at the office. She done cut the legs off the table, that big ass table he bought. She done cut the legs off the damn thing and basically let him know that she got dirt on him. She got a dossier of all his dirty deeds, and that effective immediately he's to step down as chairman of the company of Franklin Holdings. She wants to be the new chairwoman. I was like, well, I don't see that happening anytime soon because Teddy look like he not to be played with. Teddy don't look like he plays, so you might get away with it for now, but you ain't gonna hold that victory cup forever. So throughout the episode, we kept seeing flashbacks and stuff of Angela with her mother, and it, she never knew who her dad was. So a guy had came to the house back in the day when she was a kid. You know what I mean? And she heard her mother screaming at him and stuff, and she figured that was her father. So she ran out after him and stuff. You know what I mean? So she ended up, it was a rainy night or whatever. She ended up going outside, and the guy was standing by the car or whatever. And she kept yelling daddy and stuff like that. So her, Josephine, Patricia, Nikki, they looking into her mother's past. The arrest and stuff like that. Because she always wondered why her mother waited until she died to leave her that building or for her to even know about it. So she started to think, because she remembered hearing the name Teddy, and it was a videotape in one of the boxes. Because they was looking at all the records of her mother's arrest, and that was a videotape of the interrogation room where her mother was arrested. And there was a small video clip where she was talking to Teddy Franklin. Yep, she was talking to Teddy Franklin, Leah's father. I had a feeling throughout the episode that Teddy was going to be her father. I had that feeling. I really did. And so she started to figure it out too. She started putting pieces together like, okay, so Teddy my real father. And she felt like Teddy basically framed her mother and stuff like that. So now she need proof. So she went over to Leah's house to get back the wig that she did for her at the fashion show. And, they had a little conversation about how, Leah trying to build up black women and not tear them down, talking about, oh, we two sides of a different coin or whatever. And Angela was like, we damn sure are. So when Angela got back home, she took a little hair out of the wig that was from Leah's actual hair. And she put it in a Ziploc bag. I said, yep, she about to do DNA on that bitch. She about to do DNA. She about to get the DNA proof that they're half sisters. Because in the flashback, when Teddy got in the car, Leah was in the back seat of the car when she was a kid wondering who Angela was. And he was like, oh, that's no concern of yours. And drove off. I say, y'all siblings. Y'all are siblings. Y'all are siblings. And this is going to help her even more because now she got a claim on the Franklin Holdings. She got a claim on that fortune. I say, y'all, through her mother's death, she just gained a little fortune. Maybe even half. Who knows how much she could get from that family. I say, oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I'm feeling this show. I love all of this. I am loving all of this. I still say she shouldn't trust Tyreek, though. I mean, Angela should get her something first because it's been 17 years, but don't trust him though. Don't give up the cookie so quick. Know that man last name first. But anyway, I was loving this. Our kind of people. I really love this. This was a great opening. It really was. Y'all hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought, and I'll see y'all all later. Peace.